say the
How do you
city?
pronounce this?
Yeah, how do you
Just say just outside
Yeah.
of Venice, a small city just an hour outside of Venice in Italy. And what was it, about 4,000 athletes from 30 plus different countries, right? It's international multi-sport games. They're high performance athletes, probably a level below Olympic level. You have your Olympics, your Pan Ams, your World Games, right? Those are kind of tier 1 international games. And then you've got your tier 2, which is more consistent with this level of games.
A little recap on what happened. So we left on Saturday to go to the World Games in Lignano is how I want to pronounce it, but I believe there is a more intelligent Italian way to say it. A small city right outside of Venice. They had soccer fields and a pool complex and dormitories, and it kind of seemed like it was set up for something like this. Long trip, or 6-hour jet lag. Didn't really sleep the first day. So the sports games had about 4,000 athletes from 30 plus different countries. We brought a bunch of docs from the U.S. From 8 countries total. We had 12 students there, 5 from Northwestern and 7 from Logan down in St. Louis. And so the World Sports Games are kind of like just below the tier 1 sports competitions. So tier 1's Olympic, international, Pan Am Games sort of stuff. And this was just below that, so it was really high level competition with established teams that we got to treat all week.
You go to the venue, you get set up, do the best you can in the venue that you had. Sometimes we would change venues just because we knew it was better access for the athletes.
First day, they set up transport for us to go up to our venues. The students got to switch every day. A lot of the docs stayed put for several days at a time. And they wanted to make sure that as students we could get as much experience as we could with various events and athletes. All the venues were different. Some of them were better set up for what we wanted to do, some of them not so much. It was just kind of a tent hanging out in the middle of the track. We also got to participate in the opening ceremony the first day after we hung out at the venue. We got to walk out ahead of all the athletes, which was pretty cool, and represent FICS and sports chiropractic. And then we would put in about a 15-hour day, come back to the hotel, get to eat, and then around 9 o'clock we'd have a recap of the day with everybody to talk about what worked, what didn't, any cool stories anyone had, and then get our new assignments for the next day, whatever venue we were going to be at, and then go to bed and do it all over again.
So you guys invested a fair amount. That might even be something to comment on. If you spent your own money, I think that's very noble of you and probably inspiring to the rest of the student body. And was it worth it to go? Does it change maybe your view on, or even support your view in the direction you're going with your decision in being as a profession?
Yeah, I definitely was hesitant. I wanted to go really bad, but I was really hesitant about the cost of the plane ticket to get over there. And day 1, all of my concerns were put to rest. Like, after the first day, I was just like, this is the best decision I've ever made for my career. I learned so much, I met so many cool people, and the whole trip overall made me so excited about working with athletes and just chiropractic in general.
Yeah, and I think it's an experience that's going to keep paying off in the long run. All the connections that were made, all the exposure we had in different situations, athletes, different sports. I think it's going to keep coming back, and we'll reflect on it again about how much we learned, and I think it's just going to better us as chiropractors in the sports field.
Yeah, it just encouraged me that I was going down the right path. Like, that is what I want to do. I want to be just as passionate as all those other doctors were about sports chiropractic.
Yeah, it's not very often that you get a situation that is as fun as being there was with everyone, and is also the best way you could be spending your time at that moment. Is, you're sitting around with the people who you want to be like in a decade or two, just having a blast. You don't have to study, you don't have to do anything else. you're hanging out with the people you want to be like. So it's just much more rewarding having fun when you know that this is helping me out in my career as well.